first impressions and first pitch of the Tarptent Double Rainbow LI. Let's get to it. So let's get this tent set up, check it out. I'm not going to give you a lot of unnecessary information in the beginning. Let's just get to it and let's get it set up. Alright, so now that we've got this tent set up, we can take a look at some of the awesome features that this thing has to offer. Just to note, it takes 6 stakes and 2 tent poles to set this up. You have the one main pole across the top to give it its rigidity, and you have this added small pole across the middle to give it that extra headroom that we're all looking for. There are no additional spots that you can tie it out. There are some additional spots on the bathtub floor that you can stake it out. But long story short, 6 stakes, 2 poles. One of the coolest features of this tent has to be the way the door rolls back. I know that sounds lame, but it is magnetic. Check this out. We'll roll it up, and this is where the magic happens. There's a small strip of DCF with a magnet in it that loops around and holds the door. There's also a secondary loop in here that you can unzip the door, and the door will roll back here as well. This is a feature that opens both doors as well. So you can unstake this door and roll it up for maximum visibility and maximum ventilation. Okay, while we've got this open, I forgot my trekking poles today, but this can be set up in a porch mode, and this has a very unique feature that no other tent that I have looked at has. With this door up, you know what, let's rig it so you can see. Okay, so now that that's rigged, I can show you this feature. So there's a small piece of DCF that unrolls from here, velcros, and gives you protection from the elements. So you could have this pitched out completely for maximum ventilation and viewing purposes and still be protected from the elements. So as you see, if you pull it out, you still have a nice area of coverage here, and you still have your vestibule space right here. Alright guys, so this is one of my favorite features and one of the biggest reasons that I purchased this tent. This tent can be pitched completely freestanding using your trekking poles. There's a pocket here, and a clip in the middle that allows you to put your trekking pole on both sides of the tent and have a freestanding option. This was huge for me because being in Utah, we've got rock, we've got all kinds of stuff like that, and so sometimes you can't find a spot to stake out every single portion of your tent. So it's really important for me to have a versatile tent just like this one. Okay, once you've got either side in each of the pockets, you pull the guy lines tight and the center strap tight. So you simply just pull it until you're almost all the way to the trekking pole on this side. There's a small tab here. You can pull this down in the middle and pull it tight on this side, and you have your freestanding tent. So let's talk about interior space. This tent has a rectangle footprint of 88 by 50. This was one of the biggest reasons that I went with this tent, because it allows me to put 2 25-inch pads side by side. So this tent as a single person shelter is a complete palace, and it will still fit 2 people very comfortably. The vestibules are more than adequate to store your gear. Whether you have it in porch mode or whether you have it zipped down, you're gonna have plenty of space there. The inside is gonna have 2 small pockets. With the extra room at the head and the foot end of this tent, it's not a big deal that I didn't have pockets. Plus it has great size vestibules, so storage on the inside of the tent might be something that you want to consider if that's important to you. Peak height of this tent is 40 inches. I'm 6'1" and I have plenty of room in this tent. I feel that I have 4 to 5 inches above my head and move around without rubbing myself all over the tent. Now, one of the biggest concerns that people have on this tent is they say it's a single wall tent, which it is true, but Tarptent sells a liner for this that clips on the inside on a series of loops that they have attached that creates a double wall tent. So for those of you saying this is not a double wall tent, that's false. It's a single wall, double wall hybrid. So you have a piece that you clip in the two corners, you clip up top, you clip the other side, gives you a double wall tent. It's not a comfortable spot to sit here. Let's talk about specs, baby. That was really cheesy. All right, guys, so some of the general specs on this. This tent obviously is DYNEEMA composite fabric, which means it will not stretch when it gets wet. It does not absorb water. Fabric itself is waterproof. The outer canopy is made of a 0.51 ounces per square yard, and the flooring on it is a 1.0 ounces per square yard. So that means I'm not gonna have to bring a piece of Tyvek or polycro in order to set this tent up, and that's what I love about this. It's the simplicity. The simplicity is what really gets me going. Just kidding. The simplicity of this tent is one of the things that I love most about it. So as we mentioned, the dimensions of the floor, 88 by 50 by 40 inches tall. Space for 2 wide pads, plenty of ventilation on the 2 ceiling vents, plus the doors can be configured in a numerous amount of ways in order to ventilate appropriately. And the ability to set it up as a freestanding tent is amazing. Here in Utah, I needed a tent that was diverse for every condition. Whether it was 100 degrees outside and I need to be able to prop the porch open in order to get some good ventilation and cross breeze, or I'm setting up on some rock and I need a freestanding tent, this is the best of both worlds. This tent is 27 ounces, which is crazy to me. It's crazy to me that I can get 2 wide pads, 2 vestibules, plenty of headroom, and all of the features that are packed into this thing for 27 ounces. So let's talk about what comes with your purchase. You, number one, obviously get the tent. You get the cross pole over the top and the long pole. It comes with 6 stakes, a stuff sack, and a patch kit for DYNEEMA, which is awesome. When I bought my backpack from Hyperlight Mountain Gear, that was $15 by itself just for the patch kit. So it's great that they include that. It also comes with some basic instructions and the great sticker that we all look forward to. Packability. Now, I tried to put this in with the poles in it inside my Hyperlight Mountain Pack horizontally, and it doesn't work. So I'm going to be storing the poles on the outside of my pack, and this, the stuff sack, with the tent on the inside of my pack. That may be a con to some people, but for me, that's just what I'm gonna have to do. Well, my first impression of this tent, I'm blown out of the water. From its weight, to its features, to its versatility. I think that this is gonna be the perfect tent for me, for my circumstances. Take a look at the environment that you hike and backpack in and come up with your list to make a perfect tent. And let me know in the comments below which tent works best for you in the environment that you backpack in. Thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this every single week. Smash the like button if you found value, and be sure to turn on your bell notification. Backpackers, thanks for stopping by.